Hey, fellas, it is Coach Lasker here again, talking about our next drop back game, which is called Mesh. And it is one of the most popular plays in all of football right now, being run by a ton of high schools throughout the country, a ton of colleges throughout the country, and even in the pros with a handful of teams. If you pay attention and watch the Patriots or the Chiefs or the Packers, and a few other teams, they're all running a version of this. The hallmark of it is the two receivers meshing, literally crossing in the middle of the field. That's probably what will make it most obvious to notice it, but it's much more than that. A lot of people refer to this as the perfect pass play. There's a book written about it. I love it as well, and I'm excited to watch you guys do well with it. The first thing I want you to notice is everybody is kind of squeezed in on this play. The L, who's usually way out here, is squeezed in. The Y and the F are, and the R even is in a little bit more. So let's go through it. The first read of this play, guys, is this R. Okay, he is doing a 8 to 10 yard speed out. Now, probably your whole career so far, you've been taught how to do out routes, whether it's 5 yards or 10. Run up to that 5 yard point, break down, and cut sharply at a 90-degree angle to your right. A speed out is just more of a rounded out. We want to keep your speed going and the momentum that you're running with going. So we're going to allow you at about 8 yards to start rounding this out. We do want to go flat once we get to this pointed toward the sideline, and you're ready to go. So this is the first read. If this cornerback is doing anything but flying over here, this pass is going here. This ball is going to come out of here 80% of the time and go to this corner. So as long as he's dropping back, sitting here, flying up, the only thing that will stop this pass from being thrown is if he's flying out here, okay? So that's number one read, and most of the time the ball's going out here. Now, if the cornerback is flying out here trying to get to this area, then the F is going to be running a shoot route, and he is the second read. So depending if this guy goes back here and shuts this off because we've been doing it all game to him, then the next quick read is F, who obviously will be pretty much open one-on-one with this linebacker. But this linebacker has to read a little bit first. So there's a good chance this F will be open out here and ready to make a play. Now, if the linebacker flies out to the flats to cut this off, then we start reading the mesh, okay? And the cool thing about the mesh, guys, is that it adjusts depending on what the defense does. So let's just say they drop to their zones, drop. This L is coming across. This Y is crossing as well. Now the Y is the one that's on top. His job is to set the mesh at 4 yards, okay? And he is going to come over the top of L. And it's the Y's job to stay at 4 to 5 yards, not deeper than 5, guys, not deeper than 5, and cross with this L. And the L's job is to find where the Y is at full speed and use that depth to make his crossing route right in front of the Y. And these guys in practice and in games are slapping hands. Yes, slapping left hands. That's one way you can remember who's on top, who sets it. If the Y is always slapping with his left hand and the L is always slapping with their left hand, it can't be wrong, okay, guys? But the Y's job is to make sure it's not more than 5 yards deep, okay? And so if they are in zone, like 99% of the people in our league are, L is going to slap hands with Y and then find the open grass. Guys, it's a theme of every video that we make. Find the open grass, turn, settle, throw his hands up, and get ready to catch a 5 yard pass. Then as soon as that, like we've always taught you, turn straight upfield and get upfield and get more yards, okay? Okay, so that's the read right now. R to F to the mesh, to the right side mesh, okay? Obviously, if Y is crossing, he's the next read, and then T is going to check for any rushing or for any blitzers, and then get out on the wheel. You know, that's a long time. So these are things that we need to know. If T checks for the wheel and nobody is out here because they're all getting kind of sucked into the play, you need to tell us so we can take a shot with you later. Okay, one key point that I failed to say is, so if they're in zone, this L and Y settle in and find some grass. If they happen to be in man and they're chasing you guys, then you're continuing your path. If it's zone, you sit. If it's man, you are just continuing to run, and the quarterback will find you out in this grass, okay? And the quarterback can find you out in this grass. But if it's zone, you sit. If it's man, you keep running, okay? Those are rules. We'll go over it. We'll rep this over and over. Just wanted to let you know what the rules are, okay? So to be clear, R to F to Y, or I'm sorry, R to F to L, this side of the mesh, that's the progression. And then we can play games if for some reason they are able to guard us on those. But guys, this is the perfect play. They're not going to be able to guard this. Here's another look out of the same exact thing out of ace, which is our 2x2 formation. We run it more out of three on one side formation. But as you can see, the reads, the routes are all the same. R is running the speed out. T is the second choice on this. And instead of L running, we have it F close to the line. So he's going to be the one meshing out and coming to the right side as the third read. Y is always setting the mesh. Y is always on top, kind of setting it from 4 to 5 yards. And you guys are always slapping left hands, okay? The other way we will run this, obviously we can go to both sides. But out of our two-back formation, it's the same thing, guys. Just have two backs in the backfield. R is running the speed out. T is running the swing arrow. And L is back to running the mesh. That's going to be the third read, okay? So, guys, we don't have a ton of film on this, unfortunately. You know, we practiced this the whole first half of the year before we actually started using it in the game. There's a clip here from our championship game, Northern California championship game, that was actually pretty awesome. It's a clip where you can kind of see what's going on. Unfortunately, we just didn't have a ton of film of this play because we didn't use it as much as now that I feel comfortable with it. We can definitely use it more, and I plan on using it a ton this year. But if you can see here, we ran it a little bit different. So if they have three safeties here because this is 30 seconds left in the game. They're trying to prevent us from scoring. We're down 2 points. So here's our Y running the mesh here. Here's our L running the mesh here. We were hitting them with the out route all game long and getting behind and finding pockets right around here, okay? They're playing this too deep look, cover two. So this corner was sitting in the flats and these safeties were getting back here, okay? So this guy started cheating down because we kept hitting this out route. So we called it mesh, out and up, okay? Because we knew this guy was going to cheat down. The only question is can this guy get over and help us or help them block it? The truth is that we sent this guy up the middle to kind of run a dig to keep his eyes on him, so we can run a game out here with the out and up. And you can see what happens in the play here. Mesh, out, up, touchdown. Okay. Now watch it slow. Here's the Y going out that way. It was basically is open, by the way. Here's the L coming this way, meshing. Their hands are literally clapping right there. So they're doing their job, and he's wide open too. We have so much action back here that these guys are wide open, which honestly, guys, in the mesh, it's hard to keep track of guys crossing in the middle of the field. Here is our F, who we wanted to, like I said, take the middle safety's attention out of there. And here's our R, who has turned up field, and we have him finding some space behind the safety. Quarterback makes an amazing throw. 30 seconds left in the game. It's a home run. This other view of it is pretty cool just because you can see here's the L fighting across on his mesh. Here's our Y coming through on his mesh. Pretty cool view of it. Running back blocking, probably could have blocked a little bit better. So again, this guy's coming down on us right here at the same time that he turns it up for the out and up. So his leverage, his body position is all wrong, right? He's spinning. If you're turning that way, it's extremely hard to recover and turn back around as Hudson Poole cuts in front of him. Here is our F taking the attention of the middle safety. Quarterback throws it out there perfectly. That middle safety cannot recover in time. Hudson's behind. The R is behind the corner that was covering him. Just enough space. And it's curtains, guys. I mean, like I said, we didn't run this play as much as I wanted to. I was getting comfortable with it. The team was getting comfortable with it, but we unleashed it the second half of the season, and just in time for the NorCal title game. And because of this play, because of the perfect pass, T-Birds were NorCal champions this year, and we are going to run this air raid till far after you guys are through the program. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys mesh, let you know how it works. And as always, I'm excited to see you guys run these plays, and excited to see what you guys can do with your own offense and this structure. Okay, talk to you guys soon. See you on the field, and we will get going.